Static. This was great. It made me super curious right away, just the vibe of it. I really liked the coloring, the set design, the lighting. Kind of had a modern yet retro vibe. Maybe like, the old movies back in the day from, Halloween to Freddy Krueger and things like that. It had kind of a vibe for me, which I love. Love, love, love those movies. The again, the lighting choices were really great, and the colors. And I don't know if it was a sepia-ish tone, but it might have just been sepia-ish, or it might have just been, I don't know if there was a filter, basically, or just the lighting and the colors and all of that. It just came together so well. The attention to detail, and with the sound and the blinking lights too, when the TV was just sitting there with the static on at the end and the blinking lights, just, and then it goes out and the noise is there, the sound that you used. Great details. And I love the black cat throughout too at the house, with kind of referencing sort of she's having a bad day because it's Halloween and black cats are supposed to be, bad luck, things like that. Um, my favorite shot was the eye in the door when she looks, there's a knock at the door and she looks in the eye, that shot from the outside with her eyeball. Really cool. Great job on that. My only question was because I loved the kind of goofy gore of it with all the, stuff coming out of her body, all the organs and things like that. But my only question was, where did the guy come from? So was he supposed to come from the TV? Or does he just plant this TV? I mean, I guess he comes from the TV because it keeps popping on. There's something wrong with it. So to me, it seems sort of like otherworldly. Something's coming from, the other side, so to speak. But it also could be he broke in. So I think it was from the TV, but I kind of wanted to know a little bit more about that. And I love her line, it's busted, no wonder it was free. And I like her slightly over exaggerated reactions. I think it worked well and it kind of gave a little bit of comedic feel to it where we needed it. Um, Other than that, that's about it. I think I really like this a lot and I kind of want to see more actually. I think this could be a series or a full on feature. So great job.
Static. Man, this was kind of kind of disturbing right from the opening, right? I mean, I think the film really lives up to its title. I don't know because just as someone who grew up back in the 90s and the early 2000s, I remember the time when we actually had static on TV or on the radio. I think there's still static on the radio. I don't know. I haven't heard radio in a long time. It doesn't matter. The point is that I remember when there was a static on TV, and I always thought it was like a kind of a creepy vibe because it's like you hear and see something that it's something, but at the same time it isn't. So it's quite, something. And I think that this film manages to capture that essence because you get to see what this woman is doing. You get to see that there is something off, something creepy haunting her right from the opening when this guy is walking after her, and it turns out that he's just going to help her with the can that she dropped and everything. But as the film, but right from this opening scene and the very last one, you get to feel that there is something bad going on, like something disturbing. Reality is being disturbed by another presence, and I wasn't expecting that ending. It was such a dark one. It was so bloody and twisted, and I think it works fine, but it's really shocking. So yeah, Anyway, this was a very cool film, kind of story. I love the practical effects, with the guts and everything. You can tell that it's fake, but still it looks very cool. So yeah, well done.
The end credit scene was a little goofy, which I think it was supposed to be to take the intensity off. But I'll say she knew she was being watched. This definitely had that Halloweeny spooky vibe going on that Halloween night is supposed to have, that people have where they're watching it, watching the night air. That is supposed to give that thing for Halloween night for adults where it's the spookiness instead of fun for the kids. She knew she was being watched. She kept looking but thought she was crazy. And it's all connected to this TV, and at the end it's connected that somebody else is going to pick up this TV. You know they are. And that staticky vibe at the end. This was very well made. It was very, very gory, but it was very well made. The effects were phenomenal. They pulling the guts out, the choking, just the amazing special effects. It's really wasn't something I was expecting with the level of effects. You knew something was going to happen to her just because she was looking over her shoulder way too much. It was, you knew it had something to do with that TV, where that needed the what are they called? The bunny ears, the antennas. They needed, but you knew she was looking for something. It was something with that, and she was looking too closely. I was actually expecting something to jump up when she was looking out the window, and was surprised that it didn't. I was expecting to jump, but it was well done. That it was at the end where she was laying in bed that something actually happened.
This film was called Static. This short tapped into many classic horror elements. It was so suspenseful. The sound effects of ominous footsteps, heavy rain, cat screeches, and thunder were all perfect, as was the music, which really created a creepy environment. The lighting, especially the hazy bluish hue, was perfect, as were the well-chosen props, such as the spooky TV. I really enjoyed the performance of the lead, who was very natural in her frightened reactions. The gore effects were also well done. All around, an entertaining short. Great job.